Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. We've got another exciting and packed cover tape this week with 5 varied games to take a look at. There are 3 full games, Cauldron 2, Subterranea and Monster Mash, and then 2 playable demos of Snare and Arnie 2. Looks to be a very solid offering all round, so let's get started. We begin with the playable demo of Arnie 2. I was a huge fan of the original game, but having tried this a while back, I wasn't that keen on it. Something just feels a bit off compared to the first one, and the graphics definitely aren't up to the same standard. Having read the mostly positive review in the mag though, I decided to give the game another chance. I still don't like it as much as the first game, but I have come around to it a bit more. The graphics are a little on the glitchy side with some unsightly flicker, and why do the enemies come flying out of the barracks so quickly like they do? It's a bit strange. I wasn't able to get very far with the 3 lives that you're given in the demo, but I will definitely try the full game again at some point, probably with a trainer enabled. This is followed up by the other demo for Snare. It turns out there are 2 games with this name on the C64, one by Thalamus which I owned back in the day, and this one which is a port of a Spectrum game made by Beyond Belief. The goal of this game is to collect all of the gems, some of which are in plain sight and some of which are hidden behind other objects. There are various things that you can interact with, such as the skulls which turn into bombs, which then blow up everything within a 3-block radius. I was able to solve the first screen without too many problems, but then I couldn't figure out what to do on the second one to avoid either being blown up by the corridor of bombs or killed by the evil green buttons. The sound effects are a little grating in this one, and you can tell just by looking at it that it originated on the Speccy. Not one of the best puzzlers on the C64, but worth a go. Then we move on to the first of our full games, which is Monster Mash, another title made with the shoot 'em up construction kit by John Wells, who also wrote a Sook feature inside issue 31 of the magazine. Instead of the usual spaceships and aliens, Monster Mash sees you take control of a dinosaur who strides into battle against primitive humans who live in huts, pterodactyls and big end-of-level dinos. There's some really awesome music in this game, and there's also an option for sound effects instead, which include a cute little scream as you burn or trample the little people. You can even set fire to their little houses, which is a nice touch. This is definitely one of the more original Sook offerings we've seen included on a power pack so far, and one that I definitely recommend you check out. Whenever a power pack features a Hewson or Racket game, you can pretty much rest assured it's going to be good. This time we have Subterranea, where there are 16 different cave networks to explore. The first part of each level is a fixed scrolling section where you have to weave through the tight gaps in the background, blasting away destructible sections of wall so that you have enough room to squeeze through, and turning off force fields just long enough for you to fly past. There are also waves of baddies that need to be shot down or avoided. Eventually the level will end, which happens a bit abruptly, and then you will be taken to a bonus screen. Here there is a brain-type monster that is constantly growing tendrils to block your shots. The goal is to hammer the fire button and take out the 3 glowy bits, thus destroying the brain and earning yourself an extra ship. Subterranea is a ton of fun, and there's quite a lot of it as well. The graphics are good, the controls are nice and responsive, which they really need to be with the levels being so narrow. There's also a nice title tune from Jonathan Dunn, he of the Ocean Loader music fame. My only gripe would be that there's no music to enjoy in the main game, just some fairly standard sound effects. Other than that though, this is an awesome game. The last of the full games this time around is Cauldron 2, which sees you taking control of a little bouncing pumpkin on a quest to undo a spell cast by a particularly nasty witch. Your little pumpkin guy is nicely animated and pretty cute with his little smiley face, but boy is he a pain to control. It's hard work to get the little bastard to bounce in the direction you intend for him to go in, and gain enough height as well. It would also seem that some enemies can be killed with a blast of your magic, but some can't, like big ugly spiders. The overall objective of the game is to explore the many screens, find the particular objects required to undo the spell, and then take them to the cauldron. Doing so is extremely challenging though. Visually the game is very nice, and it has some nice sound effects as well, including the cackle of the evil witch every time you lose a life. This is also yet another game that has some great music on the title screen and then none at all when the action starts, which is a shame. Cauldron 2 looks to be a decent game should you get the hang of the unwieldy controls, but I don't think I have the patience for it personally. The tape doesn't quite end there though, because there's also a special offer for a compilation of 10 PD games and 6 utilities from a company called Odus. The message, written in real writer from the pack, which can be found on a future tape, gives you all you need to know in order to pick up a copy for yourself, except it won't work anymore because that was years ago and the company has long since become defunct. With that though, Power Pack 31 comes to a close. It was a pretty darn good one all things considered, with Subterranea definitely being the star of the show. I'll see you again in another fortnight. In the meantime, take care.